If you're still looking for a beautiful way to finalize your fall decor, today I'm sharing 12 French country pumpkin styling formulas you can use anywhere in your home. We're starting with the now iconic velvet pumpkin, but not just one. Here we've got groups of complementary or uniform colors. Both of these groupings nail that juncture of luxe and rustic. If you want that more classic color scheme, you can't go wrong with burnt orange or earth tone velvet, especially in an antique or patinaed vessel. Here's another twist on using classic orange, on the left in a more muted color scheme, on the right with more saturated colors. Both of these use a silver-footed bowl with some seasonal foliage to support the pumpkin like we talked about in the urn video. Baskets are a win in every season, but they really shine when filled with pumpkins and seasonal foliage like these. Bonus points for a big group of similarly colored pumpkins to give that volume and abundance feel without feeling overwhelming to the eye. These are some of my favorites. Moss pumpkins are such a unique twist on the moss ball, but with the appropriate seasonal flavor. There are endless ways to display these, but lifted like this on a pedestal or in an urn, or as I've done here on the left in a footed bowl, works so well with a textured piece like this. And if you would like to make your own, I have a video on how to do these in just 5 minutes. So click or tap that link to learn how. Pumpkins always look great on a mantle, but the formula here is to have some height, as both of these vignettes do, with the foliage lifted up in a taller container or urn, and then foliage beneath the pumpkin that causes some nice visual movement and grounding as it spills softly over the mantle. Candles are optional, but of course it always elevates the look, as we see in this next grouping here, where there's this beautiful blend of the roundness and fullness of pumpkins with the tall, elegant, elongated tapers. Whether the pumpkins are mercury glass and reflective like the ones on the left, or soft and natural, both combinations really complement one another. These looks both play on those deep autumn tones of plum and burgundy and that coppery color, with the clever use of light colored pumpkins as accents. On the left, the height comes from this beautiful flowing arrangement in the center, and on the right we've got those candlesticks leading the eye upward from that gorgeous long display of intertwined florals and pumpkins. Here we've got statement volume again, but on a grander scale. We've got lots of pumpkins that are in the same color story, intermingled with foliage and flowing down the stairs. The white and 2 shades of green is the perfect trifecta. It's calming and grounding. This is so French country. Mixing pumpkins with other seasonal produce gives such a vibe of abundance. What makes a look like this work is the feeling of everything being gathered together within almost invisible parameters. There's nothing physical holding these things in a straight line that we can see, like a trough or basket, but there is a visual line created by the placement of the foliage, and the pumpkins act as accents that draw your eye down the centerpiece. And here's the same effect, but with the physical barrier. So on the left, we've got that beautiful patinaed wooden box that gathers together and holds everything like a harvest box that just came off the farm. And on the right, we've got the same going on with that beautiful old-fashioned crate. All of these looks have the same color story, repeated again through the foliage, the container, and the pumpkins, with that gorgeous muted French country color palette. I love this use of pink in a fall arrangement, and those itty-bitty gourds all gathered together en masse in that footed vase beautifully reflect the volume of the arrangement. And on the right, we have almost an opposite play on scale, with this tall, skinny support pedestal and the soft foliage cradling this more statement pumpkin. 3 elements that are in themselves part of a 3-piece vignette. It's a very good play on that rule of 3. Urns and footed bowls can behave very similarly with this idea of a large vessel filled with small gourds or pumpkins and beautifully filled with this seasonal foliage that is making everything appear lush and supported and overflowing. And finally, one of my favorites, the DIY pumpkin vase. Of course, this looks great with a big orange pumpkin, but I love the use of the green tones here on the left, and on the right, it's a big creamy colored pumpkin filled with these gorgeous hydrangeas and surrounded by smaller gourds around it, playing on the same color story of creams and greens and earth tones. I'm Jenna. I'm so glad you joined me today. There's still time to make yourself a DIY moss pumpkins, so click on this link and I will see you over in that video.